you realize that you and Tommy need to work together?
Well, right away. I mean, you know, because I was introduced to him by a friend of ours who was an editor of a rock and roll magazine that I happened to be writing for in Vancouver at the time, Poppin' magazine. And he said, you know, I got this friend Tommy Chong, and he's running this kind of weird theater, and you guys would get along great. I'm going to introduce you to. So Tommy was a R&B musician. He recorded from Motown with his group Bobby Taylor and the Vancouvers, and his group was the first integrated band in Motown. They had white guys and black guys and gay and straight, you know. So and so. He wrote this famous song called "Does Your Mama Know About Me," which became a standard in R&B. It was the #1 R&B hit, and everybody recorded it. Diana Ross and the Supremes, Stephanie Mills, Jermaine Jackson, the Harlettes, and then it became a big gay anthem when the disco era hit. You know, so it continued on. And so when he left the band and started doing it on his own, he had seen improvisational theater in his travels. He taught Second City in Chicago and the Committee in San Francisco. So he decided that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to do improv theater. Never talked on stage before. I mean, he was just a guitar player, you know, sampling background, but never talked. So he came back to his family who had a club. And in his absence, they had turned it into a Vancouver's first topless bar. And it was a topless, I mean, in the raunchiest section of the city. It was like downtown Chinatown, Main and Pender, Vancouver. I don't know if you've ever been there, but boy, you know, if they were going to insert an enema in Vancouver, that's exactly where they would put it. And so he started this improv theater in this very, very rough bar, but he kept the topless element. You know, so it was topless improv. And so I swear to God, you know, and it was like guerrilla theater because we owned the club. We could do whatever we want. So we started. So he met me. He hired me as a writer. So I started writing for the group and stuff. And you know, he took a very interesting approach to it. He said, you know, because when we had the regular topless stuff, the girls would come out and shake them for 3 numbers, and guys wouldn't even look up. You know, they would. And so he made it a theater. And girls would come out fully dressed, and they would start doing some little skit, you know, little simple little skits. And in the middle, they started taking off their clothes, and you could hear a pin drop in the place. And guys were not drinking; they were just looking at the stage. And so we had this improbable improv theater in this really, really rough bar in Vancouver, and we just do whatever. And that was the basis of what became Cheech and Chong. He offered me $5 more to hang out with naked chicks and do improv and smoke dope than to deliver carpets, which was what I was doing at the time. I don't know, let's see the girls. Oh, all right, okay. It was wild in those, because Vancouver was like the San Francisco of Canada in those days. It was just wild, you know. It was the hippie culture was going, you know. So and we had this guerrilla theater.